Hi, everybody. I deleted the first video. Of course, I knew that the delivery guy was going to show up exactly when we were doing live. And the deal with being a nonprofit technology person is you roll with it. So today we are talking all about how to optimize your homepage for online giving. And I was saying in the video that I just deleted in order to answer the door, your homepage is completely under your control. It's the one thing that you get to decide what you do with it, or someone in your organization decides what you do with it, as opposed to Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or LinkedIn or any of those other social media channels. Those organizations, those businesses can absolutely change the rules at any given moment. Your homepage you kind of own. The real reasons, in addition to ownership, that you'd want to invest a little time and money buffing up your homepage and optimizing it for online giving is also you get more eyeballs on it, and new people who do a search, who find you, need to see you as fundable, professional, of high caliber and high quality. And you've got maybe 10 seconds, maybe 15, when someone hits your homepage to convince them to give. As I said a little bit ago, it is something that I do every day, is really look at nonprofit homepages and websites, and I go immediately into audit mode, and I see the same kind of rookie errors over and over again. They're real missed opportunities when it comes to optimizing your homepage for online giving. So first thing out of 5, we're going to talk about 5 things for you to do to really goose your homepage to be a true tool to raise money online for you. And the first is your donate button. The donate button is typically in the upper right-hand corner. I'm seeing colors vary from red to green. You should experiment with colors of your donate button to see which gets more clicks. In that upper right-hand sweet spot, so when you're looking at a website, your eye travels from the top left, which is usually where the logo is, over to the right-hand side, and then sees that big donate button. That's how we read screens, and that's why that's super sweet spot for your online fundraising button to go. You might want to test what is on that donate button. I see donate a lot. I see support us a lot. I see make a gift a lot. You should, if you're going to test that, you should test different language on those buttons. Do people click more frequently when it says give? Do they click more frequently when it says donate? Your organization's patterns of behavior are going to be a little different than the organization next door to you. So this is a place where you really can and should test. Another thing about that donate button is it should go immediately to your donation form, not to a ways to give page, not to a page that goes over more information about your organization. It should go directly to a donation form. Don't make people think is rule number 1 when it comes to your website. And number 2 rule is don't make me click more than once or twice. 3-click rule, 1 click is best. So I get a little frustrated when I hit a website that I'm ready to make a donation, and I click the donate button, and it takes me to some landing page that now distracts me, and I might spend more time reading and never actually get to the place that I wanted to get to make a gift, especially if that page that I'm taken to after clicking the donate button has a lot of text on it, doesn't have more buttons for me to click. Maybe it says, you know, make an online gift, and that's a hyperlink in the text. No. Right to the absolute donation form. Olivia, Ben, and Kathy are all here. Great to see you. I would love to hear your thoughts about what works when it comes to making sure that your homepage is set up for online giving to get the most conversions that you can. So big donation button, test the language on that button, test the colors on that button, and make sure that it goes right to a donation form, not to some intermediary page. I've clicked donate, that's the action I want to take. Get me there ASAP. That's tip number one. The second tip is there will be a rousing set of opinions about this, is pop-up boxes or modals. Those are those pop-up boxes that we see and we hate them, right? When we're web visitors, it's like, oh, I don't want to sign up for your email. I've got a pop-up box on my homepage that is a prompt to get people to sign up for email to take an action. So if you go over to meetmaureen.com and you are not signed up for email, you will see that pop-up box. We in online fundraising and general fundraising have a love-hate relationship with pop-ups, because as much as they are kind of annoying, they work. They work really well to convert. And so what I'd say is a good rule of thumb is just because you don't like it doesn't mean it's not going to work. So if you have a strong feeling about pop-ups, I would implore you, boo, okay, Ben doesn't like them. so Ben, who's a nonprofit fundraising professional, has weighed in and he's like, no, no, no. But I would say test it. I would say test it. There's a couple of kinds of pop-ups that you can do. Any of them, though, you would want to make sure that it's really easy to close it, especially on a phone or a mobile device. Don't make that little X in that upper right-hand corner white on white, you know, or impossible for me to actually resize that pop-up box so that I can close it if I'm not interested. But they do work, which is why you see them everywhere. So that might be a really good thing to test. Pop-up boxes can have some donation form fields in them. Pop-up boxes can have email sign-up forms. They can have a promotion about an event that you're doing. And you can also put pop-up boxes right on a donation form. And the trend that I'm seeing there right now is for people to upsell from a one-time gift to a monthly gift. So if you've got a donor who's on your one-time gift form, you can have a pop-up show up before they click the transaction button that says, are you sure you wouldn't rather make a monthly gift of $10? Maureen, wouldn't you rather do that? So that is absolutely an important tactic for you to test and see how your supporters respond to it, because your mileage is likely to vary. That's tip 2. Tip 3 is about CTAs, or calls to action. And in this case, the action is make a gift. So the calls to action can't just be the donate button, can't just be in your drop-down navigation, make a gift or support us navigation item. You need to use the 3 things that people click on. They clicked on buttons, they clicked on pictures, and they clicked on text. And some people are button pushers, and some people are picture clickers, and some people are readers, and they're looking for that hyperlink in the text. So which of those things might work best for your visitors? And you should scatter them around the homepage, right? So if you think about scrolling down a homepage, you've got your big donate button in the upper right-hand corner, then you've probably got a big image or some big feature story. Then you scroll down a little bit, you might have news, you might have events. I would add a little section that asks for support again, because someone who's scrolling down your homepage is now starting to get a feel for your work. If they're a new visitor, starting to get a sense of how their money might be used. Just keep on scrolling. Maybe you're promoting an event, or you've got a blog post, another donate button down there, or another call to action, make a gift. And then don't forget the footer, because most of us, especially on a little phone, you know, we're on a website and we scroll down, and then we get down to the bottom and we take a minute before we jump back up or click away. And so having a call to action in the footer of your website, not just on the home page, but on all the pages of your website, give now, just a simple text link. I see those perform really, really well for some organizations, especially if you've got a nice tight website and it's not, you know, scroll for days to get to the bottom of the homepage. You want to try to set different URLs on each of those calls to action. So your donate button has one URL, maybe your middle of the homepage has another URL, and then the footer has a third URL. And that's going to let you track things like how many clicks does each one of those get? What's the average gift that each one of those gets if it takes you to the same donation form? How many new people click the big button versus the give now text in the footer, for example? So these are all data points that if you just play around with your website a little bit over the next few months, you're going to learn a lot that is going to help you have your homepage optimized for end of year fundraising like that when the winds of November sort of blow in and, oh no, it's time to start end of year fundraising. Fourth tip, big emotional images that tell a story. It's no secret that we're all skimmers now. Nobody really reads things on screen. We kind of like, we're in this immediate skim mode. And pictures are more of a big deal than they have ever been before. So you've got to have an image that tells a story, the story of your work, the story of how donors help you do your work, impact stories, big, beautiful images that convey emotion. And you might want to experiment with a couple different ones. Maybe you put a different image in once a month, June, July, August. What happened? Especially if you've got a call to action donate button, support us, support our work, right as part of that image, you'll be able to see which story resonates with people. So even images are a really key tool in optimizing your homepage for online fundraising. And then the fifth tip is mobile, mobile, mobile. Your homepage, literally, if you need help making your homepage responsive, send me an email, Maureen@meetmaureen.com. We will have a quick chat. We'll lay out a quick little plan, all for free, because it's gotta be able to be used on a phone. Not just your email messages, not just your donation forms, but your site too. Gotta. 2020 hopefully is the year that I stop begging people to make sure their website works on a phone or on a mobile device. So there is no question, if you look at your Google Analytics, you'll be able to see how important that is for you and your web visitors. The caveat there, if your Google Analytics or your website metrics tells you most people visit my site on a desktop, and a very few amount of people visit it on a mobile device. And that's like this moment where the webmaster may go, see, I told you nobody comes on a phone. Well, maybe they don't come on a phone because they tried to use your site on a phone, they were frustrated or it didn't work, and now they know that if they want to make a gift or read your news or learn about an event, they have to go on a desktop. So, the data can be skewed or analyzed to support any kind of point of view. So just be sure that you're not cutting yourself off a little bit by having a site that isn't really easy to use on a small device like a tablet or a cell phone, smartphone. Don't want to have to talk about it anymore. So those 5 things that you have to do. Donate button, big. Experiment with colors and language on those buttons. Make sure it goes right to a donation form. Experiment with a pop-up box. That can be put in place no matter what your content management system is. So don't think you have to have a really professional site to put a pop-up box up that works. It's easy for accidental techies to do. Use a variety of calls to action, text, images, buttons, all sprinkled through your whole homepage. Big emotional images that tell a story, and mobile, like Marsha. Here's what you're gonna do over the next 90 days. And this is like summer school. This is Maureen's homepage optimization summer school. The first thing you're gonna do is make friends with your webmaster, or get one if you don't have one. If you've got somebody internal who handles your website, making changes to the site, make friends with them. Sit down with them in June and say, listen, I want to try some things over the summer and I need your help. And sit down with them, buddy up, and make a plan. Don't just go running in and say, I need you to change these 6 things on the site. Not going to win you any friends, but come to them and collaboratively make a plan for what you want to test, why you want to test it, how long you want each element that you're testing to be in place, and how you're going to measure. You know, do we have to set up new things in our Google Analytics, new campaigns? Is this something that I'm going to have to learn Google Analytics in order to analyze? Does my webmaster or someone in my IT team have those skills? So it's about planning, it's about partnership in order to make these testing things actually happen over the summer. You're going to look at other nonprofit websites. This is one of those places where people get a little hinky if they're copying. I don't copy what's going on. Now, everybody uses everything as a model. So I wouldn't say totally copy some other organization's homepage, but look at some of the large affiliated or brand name nonprofit organizations that we all know. And I'm not going to name any names. You probably have some organizations that you support personally that you look to as a model to see what they're doing. What's their donation button look like? What's their footer look like? How are they using their homepage to get people to make a gift? Take those ideas, write them down, and add them to the things that you might test. This is not a time, in most cases, where we need to reinvent the wheel just for our organization. Yes, we are all special, but not that special. What works for, you know, fantastic organization A may work for you too. It might not. But don't sit there and sort of figure out, like, I've got to make up a whole new homepage layout. Go look around and take some ideas back and see how they'll perform for your supporters. You're going to use an optimization tool, and this can be something as easy as getting your website URL and plugging it into the website for Crazy Egg, crazyegg.com. It's 24 bucks a month. They also have free plans, but for 24 bucks a month, you can not only know what people are clicking on your site, who's clicking them, when it's happening, but what people are avoiding or what people get halfway through and then they leave. Crazy Egg is an optimization company. They have a program that will run on top of your website that not only measures all that stuff, but it also lets you set up tests. So if you wanted to see the difference between a red donate button that says support us and a green donate button that says give now, you can use Crazy Egg to come up with a variant of that part of your homepage. So some visitors will see the green button, other visitors will see the red button, and you don't have to figure out who's going to see what. Crazy Egg just has the logic baked into it that will automatically decide when it's going to show different things. And that's a super safe way of testing because you don't have to really redo a lot on your existing site. Crazy Egg is one company that does this. Optimizely is another company that does this, and they have a very low cost sliding scale program for nonprofits, Optimizely. So you might want to look at that. And Google also has a product called Google Optimize that is free. So those are a couple of different options for you to look into to help manage this testing different element stuff in a way that doesn't require you to go learn how to be a web developer or like take a lot of strategy classes. You can just try some things. Right after Labor Day, so you're going to like make friends with your webmaster, your IT person, you're going to make a testing plan, you're going to maybe use an optimized tool like Crazy Egg or one of the other ones that I mentioned. You're going to look at some other websites to get some ideas for things to test for your site, and you're going to let it run through the summer. In September, after Labor Day, you're going to get your data all together. You're kind of going to figure out what worked and what didn't. I thought this would happen if our donate button turned red. Here's what really happened. Was I right or wrong? Did something unexpected happen as a result of my testing? Whether that is a positive unexpected thing or a thing we're never going to try again because it had like a suppressive effect on our online fundraising. You're going to figure out what changes now you want to make permanent before end of year fundraising season kicks off for your organization, so that all of the little things that you tried, you've got them all packaged up now and you know what works with your supporters, and your website is actually going to be able to perform better for you as a channel. So yeah, do your Facebook fundraisers. Absolutely send out email appeals, but don't forget about your website, because you own it. It has more eyeballs on it than usually anything else that you've got. And it's the place new supporters come. They do an internet search, they find you, they go to your homepage. So you've got them for those maybe 10 seconds at the most. It's like a billboard going by at 70 miles an hour. You have very little time to capture people's excitement, present yourself as fundable, and make sure they go to the donation page right away. Make it easy and fast for them to donate. I would love to hear if you have done any of this optimization work, if there's certain parts of your own website's homepage that perform really, really well, or things that you've tried. So you can add things into the comments if you like. I'd love to hear your stories. Next week, which is June, I'm starting to get lots of questions from people, which I love. So if you've got a question or a thing that you'd like me to talk about on one of these Facebook Lives, please let me know. I got an email a week or so ago from Mary, and I'm not going to use her last name, but Mary asked me this question, and I literally have it written down. I'm trying to keep up with changes, not only in technology, but we need to increase productivity and efficiency inside our organization. We got to figure out what systems we want to keep, what's working for us, what's not working. And my organization is expanding rapidly. So the minute that I think I've got my arms around a plan, what we should do about our technology, 4 more people get hired and a program expands. And so I feel like I never have my arms around it enough to make a good decision about products and staging and which thing we should invest some time and money in this year. So Mary, you're in luck, because we're going to talk all about that. I've got some ideas and some tips for you if you feel like you're standing on shifting sands inside your organization and you're just afraid you're going to make the wrong decision until you wait until everything settles down. Nothing's ever going to settle down. So if you wait, nothing's really going to happen. We'll figure out when the right time is to jump in and how to know if you're focusing your precious time and money on the right things in the midst of a rapidly growing organization. So Mary, we're going to talk about that next week. I'm going to wrap with a little bit of a pitch. A client of mine is Anera. They are located in DC, and we just wrapped up a really comprehensive, probably like 5-month online tool and CRM evaluation and selection project. And my point person was the director of digital fundraising there, a woman named Christina. And she and I are going to do a webinar together on the 20th of June. So in a couple of 3 weeks on Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern. I'll plop the registration link below. And it's called Treat Yourself to a New CRM. And if you like Parks and Recreation, the way Christina and I like Parks and Recreation, you have to come to this webinar, because not only is it going to be full of super tips, and she's going to tell you what happened in her search process, what went according to plan, what surprised her, how they actually decided, how she got everybody on the same page, and how things are going with their implementation project. But we're going to add a lot of Parks and Recreation fun and memes and in jokes and videos and stuff like that. So if you are a Parks and Rec fan, you have to come to this webinar, even if you're not looking for a new CRM. So Treat Yourself to a New CRM, June 20th, 2 p.m. Registration link will pop up below. I want everybody to have a wonderful weekend. I hope these tips have helped you. If you want to talk about any of them, shoot me an email, maureen@meetmaureen.com, and we can go into it just a little bit. We can have a free little consult. I love to give advice. So please reach out if you've got anything in particular you would like to talk about. Thanks everybody for joining today. I'm sorry about the starty-stoppy thing that happened earlier, but you know, like I said, we roll with it. So thanks everybody for your time. I hope you have an awesome weekend, and I will see you next Friday at 12:30. See you then. Bye.